online, SpectrumJamaica.com. Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standards.
Return if you don't check birds. The excellent customer service, our staff is knowledgeable and trustworthy. And we have a wide variety to supply society, and the price is right, yes, it's worth it. The solution to your heart. One-stop shop. Oh, we deliver to you. You can come in just with the power stop. Now, make your order and remember there's oh, if you don't check birds, no need to check. Return if you don't check birds.
For financial news and the latest developments in the business community and economy, Financially Speaking is the top choice. Join me, your host Errol Gregory, Mondays and Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. as we look at current economic issues, provide small business tips, and help you to build your business and portfolio. That's Financially Speaking, sponsored by Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSC Online Trading.
The Paris Games Mystery Voice is sponsored by Hawkeye Electronic Security, securing what matters most. EdgeChem, changing lives one gallon at a time. Tax Administration Jamaica, working together to serve you better. Western Sports, the sports people. Bert's Auto, it hurts if you don't check Bert's. Petrojam, securing Jamaica's energy needs. And Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard.
It's now time for the Paris Games Mystery Voice number 3.
We came about it based upon I was having so many challenges, training and going out to compete. So we set a plan here to get my health at least to 80%, and we know that at least my 80% will be good enough.
Do you think you know what that is? Then WhatsApp us the correct answer to win a prize.
To submit your answer, WhatsApp 876-828-0925, hashtag question number and your answer. That's WhatsApp 876-828-0925, hashtag the question number and your answer.
The Paris Game Mystery Voice was sponsored by Hawkeye Electronic Security, securing what matters most. EdgeChem, changing lives one gallon at a time. Tax Administration Jamaica, working together to serve you better. Western Sports, the sports people. Bert's Auto, it hurts if you don't check Bert's. Petrojam, securing Jamaica's energy needs. And Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard.
This is KLAS FM, the station where you get God and sports. We broadcast on the 89 frequencies on your FM band and online at OmegaKLAS.com. Please continue to be blessed and enlightened. Gospel and sports sensible.
You're listening to the Paris Games Experience, sponsored by Hawkeye Electronic Security, securing what matters most. EdgeChem, changing lives one gallon at a time. Tax Administration Jamaica, working together to serve you better. Western Sports, the sports people. Bert's Auto, it hurts if you don't check Bert's. Petrojam, securing Jamaica's energy needs. And Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard.
Welcome. This is Omega KLAS Radio. This is the Paris Games Experience. I'm your host, Ed Barnes, Damian Nugent, and Damian Hilton. The Damians have it, huh? Will be joining us too. But one of the things that we need to say loud and clear, shout it out. Jamaica's got its first gold medal. It was not in track. It was in field events. Roger Stoner. 70 meters. I sort of wasn't paying attention to the feed. And then the guy said, well, they have got to throw 70. So I'm saying the camera is on Stoner. Did he throw 70? And then I got up and realized, hey. But really, you're going to speak. The first person we will speak will be Michael Vassell, one who has been soldiering in those trenches trying to get field events, especially the throws, going for years. And as he said to me a while ago, he's crying, laughing, doing everything all at once. But congrats to Roger Stoner. And let's bring Michael Vassell in right away, David. Michael Vassell, good afternoon. And let's say up front, again, congratulations. You've worked hard with the rest of the throwing crew. Roger Stoner has made all of us and especially you guys, very, very proud. Michael. Yes, Mr. Vassal? Yeah. Michael Vassal is with us. All right. You can correct that, Davian.
Yeah.
Michael Vassal will join us, but Roger Stoner.
Yeah, I said it, and I'm going to say it again. It's probably the biggest upset of the Olympics so far. Roger Stoner came in with the eighth furthest throw this year. So while we would have said, well, he has a chance, an opportunity to make the finals, nobody would have said, well, let's pencil him in for a medal. And absolutely no one would have said, let's go ahead and pencil him in for the goal, especially with Alekna breaking the world record this year, throwing 74 meters and looking invincible this year. Everybody thought the gold medal was gone and you were fighting for a place at a medal.
You want to bet if you open up your phone lines and ask questions, somebody's going to say, yes, I knew he was going to
Yeah,
win.
man. Somebody's going to say it.
Yes, Mr. Vassal, are you there? Michael Vassal?
It was going to happen.
Mr. Vassal? No, we're getting a little cross lines there. Thought we had him there. But again, Jamaican people like that, somebody somewhere, whether in the diaspora or locally, will be saying, oh, what are they talking about? I knew this guy was going to win.
Well, if they can prove it by showing me that they did, I'll say that they're one of the greatest analysts of all times. Because that was a shot out of the blue.
Yes.
But
Mr. Vassal, Mr. Vassal, we need to. He is of such importance based on the throws, because as you just said, Mr. Nugent, the fact is that nobody expected this kind of a performance. One thing to be in the final, another thing to be maybe among the medals, but to win it all is saying something else. But while we get Michael Vassal in, Damian Hilton is joining us. Mr. Hilton, were you one of those who predicted that this would have happened? Mr. Hilton?
Not at all. Not at all.
You never predicted it? I thought you were going to say you predicted it.
No, not at all. Never saw it coming, never had it penciled in. Commendations to Stoner. Commendations to all three Jamaican throwers who made it into the finals. Once you're in the finals, then you give yourself a chance. So Ralford Mullins and Travis Michael, kudos to them as well. But an amazing performance by Stoner. Olympic record. Breaking the 69.97 that was set by the expected champion, Lithuania's Alenka. Interestingly, Stoner tried out for two NFL teams earlier this year. He tried out with the New Orleans Saints and the Green Bay Packers earlier this year. And it wasn't something that many NFL pundits saw as happening, but he has come to the Olympics and done an amazing thing for Jamaica, winning our first gold medal at the Paris Olympics, historic gold medal at the Paris Olympics, Olympic record at the Paris Olympics. Wow. Jamaica is happy again.
You know, Damien, when you mentioned about, having the three finalists in there, anything can happen, people always remind you, you can't win the lottery if you didn't have a ticket, right?
Yeah.
So you've got to be in there.
Yeah.
So there it is. You had three in there, you got one, and the one really does extremely well. In addition to that, rightly so, congratulations to the other two guys who got up there to be in the final and singing the praises of the throwers and the throwing coaches, as we said, Mr. Vassal, along with Julian Robinson and all the other coaches who do this kind of a coaching as part of the field, which is throws. A lot of guys tend to shy away from it. Young ladies, they don't want, I don't know.
It's going to get big.
Yes. But they're showing now that it works. So
another interesting thing, Ed, just to add a quick thing. Stoner's coach is Ryan Krauser, the American shot putter, who himself won a gold medal in the shot put at the Olympics. So the fact that Krauser is working with Stoner, Krauser trained himself to throw the put, won the gold medal, supporting our Jamaican Stoner to win the gold medal. That is in itself an amazing story.
It is. Amazing stories all around. I mean, we've won medals or gold medals even at the junior stage. Remember, some years ago, Kai Chang would have won at the World Under 20. We've also won medals with Frederick Dakers in the World Championships. But I do believe that this is our first Olympic medal at the discus throw, and for it to be a gold medal, that's just a storybook ending, Damien.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need to get the administrator and others who have been toiling in the field, I mean, pun intended, to join, just really to discuss the kind of work that has been taking place in helping to raise interest and participation in the field events, in the discus, in the shot put. We got a bronze medal in the shot put, and now a gold medal in the discus at the Olympic Games. Jamaica has made ourselves a force to be reckoned with in these events that are non-traditional events, and it augurs well for the future in terms of our athletes coming out of the high schools and really showing an interest in the event and getting opportunities to go overseas and own their skills. So it's an exciting time. A lot of disappointments on the track, but we are mining gold in the field.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the track performance for me and for many Jamaicans has been very disappointing. However, the field events athletes are doing so well, and the thing about it, Damien, they're not done yet. We mentioned Romaine Beckford in the high jump; he's into the finals. Akeelia Smith in the long jump; she's into the finals, and we still have the lady that started it all, Mrs. Dodd, to come. So
yeah, and we also have young Hibbert in the triple jump.
He's in the finals. So yeah. The field events athletes are not done. They have 4 medals for the field event so far, and they may very well win more medals, maybe even 2 or 3 more medals. And you start to look at it, and we said a few years ago, I said anyway, looking at the field events athletes that we had coming through, that it was not long before the field events would supersede the track events, and we'd had more medals coming from the field than on the track. I never thought it would happen this soon.
You thought it would happen when you're 70 years old. Stay where you are, David Nugent, Damian Hilton. We're going to a break. When we come back, we'll have on our lines Michael Vassell.
Isratech Jamaica Limited offers a high-quality complement of unique and sustainable products and services, unparalleled anywhere in the Caribbean and Central America. Everything agriculture, water, energy, hardware, home, and garden. From engineering and design, manufacturing and supply of product, consultation, after-sales service to implementation and maintenance. Call us today at 876-603-3946. Isratech, master the elements.
Super Center, everything for your home and more.
Whether you are redecorating your home, looking for a gift idea, or simply feel for some retail therapy, Ascent Super Center is the place to be. Regal Plaza, Kingston, and Linston. We have it all, from linens and curtains to appliances and cookware, furniture, rugs, and wall decor. It's everything for your home and more.
Ascent Super Center, we're gonna make you smile. Ascent Super Center, it's a lifestyle.
Paris Games Mystery Voice is sponsored by Hawkeye Electronic Security, securing what matters most. Edgechem, changing lives one gallon at a time. Tax Administration Jamaica, working together to serve you better. Western Sports, the sports people. Bert's Auto, it hurts if you don't check Bert's. Petrojam, securing Jamaica's energy needs. And Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard.
It's now time for the Paris Games Mystery Voice number 3.
We came about it based upon I was having so many challenges, training and going out to compete. So we set a plan here to get my health at least to 80%, and we know that at least my 80% would be good enough.
Do you think you know who that is? Then WhatsApp us the correct answer to win a prize.
To submit your answer, WhatsApp 876-828-0925, hashtag question number and your answer. That's WhatsApp 876-828-0925, hashtag the question number and your answer.
The Paris Game Mystery Voice was sponsored by Hawkeye Electronic Security, securing what matters most. EdgeChem, changing lives one gallon at a time. Tax Administration Jamaica, working together to serve you better. Western Sports, the sports people. Bert's Auto, it hurts if you don't check Bert's. Petrojam, securing Jamaica's energy needs. And Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard.
Uh-oh, mommy, the roof is leaking again. I just fixed the roof. Lord, deliver me from this problem now. Hold on. This what I come out of the cake while
I'm
ago.
a genie, man. Relax.
Genie?
I come for grant you 3 wishes.
3 wishes? I
Yeah,
just
man.
need 1 wish right now.
1 wish.
I need this roof to be fixed.
Tropical Metal Products, man, the place for you. Call them at 876-765-9444. And them stock a wide variety of roofing and building solutions, man. So check them out, man. So you see I save your money so I can stay for
I
dinner.
never cook no genie food today.
You're listening to the Paris Games Experience, sponsored by Hawkeye Electronic Security, securing what matters most. EdgeChem, changing lives one gallon at a time. Tax Administration Jamaica, working together to serve you better. Western Sports, the sports people. Bert's Auto, it hurts if you don't check Bert's. Petrojam, securing Jamaica's energy needs. And Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard.
Welcome back. This is Omega KLAS Radio, and it is the Paris Games Experience. Just to let you know that we are having with us Damian Hilton and Davian Nugent, and Jamaica presently sits in 3rd spot as far as the track and field medal table is concerned. USA leads with 6 gold, 5 silver, and 6 bronze. The Canadians, let's make sure that Canadians, they're up there in 2nd, 2 gold medals, and Jamaica is 3rd. Gold, 3 silver, and a bronze for 5. Michael Vassell, let's set the stage. We're going to speak with Michael Vassell, Damian, Davian, myself. Then we'll come back and hear from Diane Hemmings about the women's 400 hurdles. And we will hear from Gregory Houghton about the 400 run, especially about Nikisha Price today. And we'll close out our discussion segment with our guest by speaking to a sports medicine specialist, Dr. Winston Dawes. Right now, joining us, Michael Vassell. Michael, once again, we want to say congratulations and well done in the throws department. Roger Stoner, 70 meters to win the gold medal.
Yeah, man, thank you very much. It is, I'm at a loss for words.
You never usually are.
I've laughed, I've cried, I've gone through the whole gamut of emotions because this is a dream that started 25 years ago. I remember the first big shot, we had 10 athletes and about 15 officials.
Oh.
That was when we just started. So that was when we decided that, okay, Jamaica can compete with the best in the world. We have the capability to do it. We just need to believe. And we just need to create opportunities.
Michael Vassell, throws coach, with us at this stage. Michael, we were discussing here that if you ask people outside, they'll probably say, yes, I knew. But for real, most persons were happy that the 3 gentlemen got into the finals, and very few would have said he's going to win the gold medal. But as we said also, if you're in there, anything is possible.
Well, Jamaicans are like that. Once we are there, you can't count us out. And the key thing for me was for somebody to get in that final. Once you're in that top 8, once you get in there, anything can happen. And there's a beauty of a throwing event where you see Stoner move from 8th place to 1st in 1 move. And that was awesome. That was phenomenal. That was a dream. That was, so much things happened there that a lot of people don't understand. But that is the beauty of throwing, that once you're in it, you have a chance and you have 3 more chances to get at it. And he took his chance with both hands.
All right, Michael Vassell, the fact is that the field events have been carrying the Jamaican team, no question about that. And in this case, the throws got us our first gold medal. Inspiration, motivation, I am sure when you check out the classrooms asking for persons to come forward, you're not going to have that much of a difficulty, if at all you had any in the past, for youngsters to come out to throw.
Oh, no, man, this is big. This is huge for Jamaican throws. We have a bronze medalist in the shot put. We have a gold medalist in the discus. Listen, that's a good problem to have. And there's so much more kids who see this and know they want to be a part of it. And for those who are already involved, this is only strengthen their resolve that, listen, this is just something for me to work a little harder so I can get this. Stoner, I'll talk to him later because this is something that this is joyful for me.
Michael,
Pure joy.
Damien, do you have any questions for Michael Vassler at this time? Damien?
Yes. I want to first commend you, Sir Vassal, and the work that you have been doing. 25 years is a long time. What would you say are some of the major challenges in relation to just the support that the field events really has been getting? We know a lot of attention is placed on the track events, particularly the sprints in our context. But when you look at the field events and the possibilities, what are some of the barriers you think, and what are some of the things that you think we need to be doing going forward?
Well, one thing that one of our biggest drawbacks is implement. For you to expose, especially younger ones, you want to expose them to proper world-class implements that they can use for competition. So you need them to be able to know what a good implement feels like, because throwing is different. You have a discus out there. Some of the discus that those guys are throwing, they cost in excess of $300 US. You understand? And also the fact is that those discus that the guys throw at the world-class level, you can't expect a high school thrower to throw that because it's rated differently, it's weighted differently. So there are so much things in it. So we need to be able to purchase these kind of implements. We need to have them that our high schoolers can get them. We need to be able to provide the infrastructure. You need to have a proper throwing circle. There's so much other things that we need to get. But one of the biggest drawbacks is getting implements that are world class for athletes to use. That is something that we need to work on. In that, before I just want to say something. Carl Chang, Western Sports, he has supported throws in Jamaica for at least 20 of those years that I've been out there. I can always count on Mr. Chang, and I must say thank him very much.
Awesome stuff. Well, this is an opportunity now for those listening, for persons who are out there who can afford to invest and need to be investing in the sport, in track and field, to put some support and assist Mr. Vassal and others to get the equipment that we need so that our youngsters can get involved. We see what investment and hard work can produce. Let's not leave it here. Let's build on this for the future.
I want to endorse Michael's statement to Carl Chang. He has been supporting sports across this country, and it throws, I know, because in the Queens High School throwing area, he supported them with the Queens Grace Jackson meet and stuff like that. Well done, Carl. He continues to support sports, and as he just said, track, especially the throws. Now, in addition to all of that, we talk about inspiration, motivation, and what have you. I'm so happy to know that the field events, especially the throws, have been put on center stage here. What I'd like to see is some of the parents who can afford to, that have youngsters in the track side of things, give something to the field side of things. I say that because in most instances, youngsters in our track program will benefit from scholarships. That happens all the time. So I'm asking those parents who can assist on the throw side, whichever school your child is in, hey, tell them you wanted to give something extra, which should go to the throws. Damien.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Mr. Vassal a question. I heard you speak about the first time you had the big shot meet. Big shot meet is now a big thing, something that attracts journalists like myself every year, and we go there and we report, and everybody wants to know what happens at the big shot meet. No, but when you first started that meet, or when you first had the inspiration to go down this pathway, did you ever see this happening? A gold medal at the Olympics for Roger Stoner, a bronze medal at the Olympics for Rajendra Campbell. Did you ever see Jamaica becoming one of the best throws country in the entire world?
Well, let me tell you something. That was the ultimate goal, and I'm so happy that I lived to see it. I'm so happy that I got to see a Roger Stoner coming out of Rusty, St. Diego, Clemson, Arkansas. I was so glad that I got to see him. One of the persons that came through those meets. He came there, he threw, he came and he supported. So for me, as I say, it is a dream and it has come true. I am glad I got to see it, and I'm glad that it happened now so that we can only aim for bigger and better.
Yeah, you mentioned some of the names there. I know we have Mullins, who has come through now. I know we have Stoner, who's coming through. These are the younger generations of throwers who have come through a high school system. But I know that there are others as well, Mr. Vassell. You mind just giving a few names so these guys can have the inspiration, knowing that, hey, I can be the next Roger Stoner. I can be the next Ginger Campbell, if you don't mind.
Well, let me tell you something. I mean, this is inspiration. There are the youngsters now who are gearing up to represent Jamaica. Chad Hendricks from Monroe, Shaquan Dunn from JC. I mean, looking on, there's young, there's this guy who is at University, USC right now, who left JC last year, Raquel Broderick.
Yes.
Who did pretty well. I mean, all of those youngsters, I mean, they competed with Stoner. They noticed this. They have been rubbing shoulders with the Travis Michael, the Chad Rice, the Frederick Bakers, and now they can always look back and remember that they competed with Roger Stoner, who is the Olympic champion, the Olympic record holder, who has made a very big part of Jamaica's history. And these are the things which is why we do what we do. And I will call Stoner and thank him personally.
Yeah, indeed. One final thing before I throw to you, Barnes, Mr. Barnes. The thing I've been saying on radio for the last couple of days, whenever I get asked to my good friend Orville, is I've been saying that the throwers, they take time. They're not like the sprinters who are going to come right out of high school and in a year or two after they're on the big stage and winning medals or making finals. They take time. They have to get stronger and fitter and bigger in order to get those throws in. Am I talking absolute nonsense, or am I onto something here, Mr. Vassell?
No, man, you are right. You are right. And it I mean, as I say, when you're making a masterpiece, it doesn't happen overnight. So it takes time. And which are the beauty about it is that throwers are getting to the point where a lot of them are getting scholarships. And it's encouraged that you stay in school, you take advantage of the support system that you have in the school. So while they get stronger, those little injuries that they get, you can have them treated, you can have them looked at, and that is where you kind of grow and hone your craft. And I mean, we must give thanks for those who have gone and shown the way. So give thanks to the college coaches in the US who have taken them and moved them to the next level. But everybody goes, that is the ultimate goal. We want to be on the world stage. We want to be at the Olympics, the world champs. We want to prove our mettle that we belong up there with everybody else.
Michael Vassell, we want to thank you for joining us. You've been very, very great. We're grateful that you take the time to speak with us here on Omega KLAS Paris Games Experience. And once again, a big congratulations. And I'm sure that those who have seen you strutting up and down all around, making sure that the things get done, you'll have more support. I'm sure of that, Michael. You will have more support going forward. Thanks again, and a big congratulations to your organization, and in particular you, who about your business, very, very, very professional. You walk by, you're focused on what you're focused on. I appreciate that. Thanks.
Thank you very much for that, sir.
Very good. Michael Vassell, the throws coach, the man who has done so much, and that big shot meet. You heard him. 10 athletes, 15 officials. Here they are today, winning at the highest level in the world, the Olympic game, 70 meters, Roger Stoner. And he mentioned Rossies.
Yeah.
Let's remember that the great Merlin Joyce Otti came out of Rossies. Veer was afterwards. So it is very important as where you started.
Yeah.
We're going to trying to link with Dion Hemmings because we want to talk to her about the young ladies going through from Jamaica in the 400 hurdles. I know that it's going to be difficult on paper. And this is to you mainly, Damien. It's going to be difficult for Rochelle Clayton to beat Femke Ball or beat Miss LeBron.
Yeah.
But the way Rochelle Clayton won her semifinal, you got the impression that she was the favorite. She looked that good.
She looked very, very, very good. Just that the other two may have looked better. But if I were to pick a top three, I do believe that Rochelle Clayton would be in my top 3. I don't know what's happening in terms of the track. We've been having a hard time of it on the track, so I don't want to go ahead and, as the Jamaicans say, goat motor, but I do see Rochelle Clayton going below 53 seconds, and it is a possibility that she goes below the mark set by our own Melanie Walker at the Olympics all the way back in 2008. National record 52.42. I do think she has a great shot at that, and if she does that, I think she comes home with a medal. Jamaica desperately in need of medals now, so I think she has a good shot at it.
All right, we Nikisha Price did not go forward. Do we still have Damian Hilton online? Damian, you there?
I'm still here.
Yeah.
Still here with you guys.
Nikisha Price did not go forward, and the commentator was at pains to point out just how much running she had to do at college. They kept on harping on it, and they said, the other young lady, I think Great Britain, that is our schoolmate.
Anning,
yes,
Amber Anning.
Right. They kept on saying, hey, it has been a tough load. And when Davian checked, he said she ran some 37 races.
37. This would have made 37 races. That's a crazy workload. I'll struggle to find in the history of track and field somebody who has run more races than Nikisha Price this season, especially for a 400 athlete. 37 races. You're talking about miles. I'll have to do the calculations, but I do believe that's about 9 miles in running, because 400, that's 1 mile. You divide that by 36 or 37.
No mathematics.
You get 9 miles. 9 miles of running.
Let Damian in. Damian.
I would say, I will watch the race. I think the presence of Paulina in the race and Holmes perhaps made Nikisha feel like she had to go out a little harder than she probably needed to. Running out of lane 8, I don't think she judged that race well. 50.7 at the end was really nothing close to the times that she would have been running at different points in the season. Was expecting a medal from Price. A lot disappointed, to be honest, because I think that she was good for a medal if she made it to the final. Very disappointed, but all those races probably took a toll at the worst possible time.
Yeah, I agree. I saw her at the national trials, and at the time I thought that it had started to really take a toll in terms of the amount of racing that she had done. Subsequent to the national trials, she came back and she ran a world-leading 48.57, and I thought at that time, hey, she's gotten some rest and she's back in it, and she looks good, as you said, to get a medal. But obviously at some point, the legs are going to say, too much, we give in.
Of course, we've had, and let's be fair, there have been other field event meets across the country, and I remember Charlie Fuller being involved in one in Manchester that they had out there, and was taken over by was the coach of Queens, Carlos Samuels, after a while. So field events have been in the focus of a number of coaches who have wanted to see it get better. And one of the things is that this dream and this, real glossy sprinting thing, Damian Hilton, makes people feel that, hey, sprinting is the only thing I can do.
Yes. I really think that we have an opportunity to actually get more young persons interested and involved in the fields, especially in the jumps. I think that being a sprint nation, and the jumps, the long jump in particular, the triple jump a little bit more technical, there are opportunities for us to actually invest more and get more young people involved. And it is going to take the same kind of effort and energy that Mr. Vassell and others have been putting in to actually move this thing a little bit forward. And parents have to get involved as well and recognize the opportunities that will exist for their kids if they are involved in the field. There are a lot of scholarship opportunities for youngsters to go overseas and get an education and to own their skills as athletes in the field events. I think we're closing the gap definitely. And so the potential that exists in Jamaica for us to be a full-fledged track and field nation is there. And I'm just excited about what we will be able to do. The J3As and ISA and other sporting bodies will be able to do coming off the heels of this historic gold medal from Stoner.
Talking about
And
historic,
obviously the other medals.
yeah, but talking about historic, we are joined by a lady, historic herself, first female gold medalist for Jamaica, Dion Hemmings McCarthy, 400 hurdles champion, Atlanta Olympics 1996. Dion, welcome. And as we do welcome you, Dion, we want to thank you up front for the great work you've done as an ambassador for this country in track and field. She came out of a little school over the other side of the world. I think it was York Castle it was. And then she came on the other side of the world here to a school called Vertech, right? Is that it? Is that how it worked, Miss Dion?
You got it correct, Ed. Good evening, everyone.
Great to
afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, great to have you, Dion. And we have seen the ladies go through from Jamaica in the 400 hurdles. They have to contend with a lady, one from the United States. She has all the records, and Femke Ball from the Netherlands. But as most of our experts have been saying, and the coaches, you've got to be in there. And we have the ladies both in there, Clayton and Salmon.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good race. I think Sydney is in a class by herself. She'll be up there, barring any problems. Remember, 10 hurdles. Then you have Fenke Ball. I think those two, but I think Sydney has the edge over Fenke. I think Fenke will win. I mean, Sydney will win. For third place, I'm gonna give Rochelle Clayton. Out of all the others, she looks the best. I like her mentality. She's a go-getter. She'll fight to the end. And I am gonna give her, barring any issues over the hurdle, the third place. You have the Americans, Jasmine Jones and Anna Cockrell, which may do a little damage. Cheyenne also, who has run her personal best, can still do some damage. But my pick is Sydney McLaughlin to win, Fenke Ball second, and Rochelle for third place.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, in case you're just joining us, Omega KLAS Paris Games Experience. We're talking here with the Olympic champion of 1996, Dion Hemmings McCarthy, the first female gold medalist from this country. So all that we're doing now, it came from the hurdles, and it came from a 400 hurdler, and here she is with us. It must be a good feeling, though, Dion, that you're seeing so many things happen now with more women running the 400 hurdles. When you were running it, we didn't have as many Jamaican girls who wanted to run 400 hurdles.
Yeah, every time I see the race, I remember at World Championship last year, I think it was last year, we had all three ladies making the finals. And for me, it's a great feeling because I know I was one of those who set the pace and, had all these young ladies emulating me and, going out there and competing and running the hurdles. And sooner or later, at the stage that they're at now, we're gonna get to where Sydney McLaughlin and Fenke Ball, they're gonna get there sooner or later. And I'm very proud of them, and I know that we'll have a lot more. We have a very good system. We have our, looking back, we have GC Foster College led by Maurice Wilson, and the coaches look at what happened for our gold medal a while ago. And we have our coaches, we have our school system, which is very vibrant. That's our boys and girls championships. So we have a good thing going, and we might not see a lot of gold medals now, but in everything you go, there is always a down, we call it a soft, a low end.
Yes.
And I think with the changing of the guard right now, you have Sharika, Sharika has never taken a break since she has started running professional. So, Sharika needs a break, and this is what is happening, So it's just a changing of the guard. Young ones are coming up, the older ones are taking their little time and going out, and I'm really happy with what's happening, and the entire track and field system, both young and old, and what's going on in Jamaica right now.
Yeah, and Hemmings McCarthy, before you go, would you, if the age situation was different, would you suit up and run against these girls right now?
Not at all. I have other things. I've moved on. I've moved on.
You're not,
I would not.
taking any chances.
I think I'll continue to mentor.
Okay.
I'm doing well on that end.
I support you on that, okay? Dion Hemmings McCarthy, the first female gold medalist. We thank you for your services and thanks for joining us here on Omega KLAS, the Paris Games Experience.
Thank you for having me, Ed.
Good.
Thanks.
Dion Hemmings McCarthy there. We're going to change gears. We want to hear from the 400 meters man before we get to Dr. Dawes. That's Gregory Horton, because we want to get his views on the performance of Nikisha Price here today. 37 races in a season. That's asking a lot. Some college system, the athletes are performing not just in track and field, right? But this is only track and field. This is only the track events that she was running. She wasn't doing something else.
No, I don't believe she was, but I just got a message from out of Paris confirming to me that two things. She said she picked up an illness coming into this round. An illness. So she said she was sick and that the illness would be so severe that it would keep her out of our 4x4 efforts.
Wow.
So she's not returning for the 4x4s.
Wow.
That's
a big hit to the Jamaican 4x4 team. And she did look unlike herself in that heat, in that semi-final. So it would be interesting to know the nature of the illness.
Well, the question was asked the nature of the illness, and she said she did not wish to disclose.
We respect that. But Damian Hilton, I'll tell you one thing. Getting to the finish line with a Great Britain athlete pressing her, she really had no response. She looked jaded. So hearing about this illness, as you said, is not really a surprise because she did not look herself.
Definitely. It's disappointing, and we just send our love over to Paris, to Nikisha. We are still rooting for you and all other members of the Jamaican team and the 4x4 team. We know you will be absent, but we are still believing that Jamaica will be able to produce a team that will be able to challenge for a medal.
David Nugent, your thoughts on what has happened so far? The big point, the high point is Jamaica's gold medal, Roger Stoner, but on the day?
On the day, it was as good as you could have gotten. The only real disappointment, I do believe, was for Malik James King, who I thought had second place and an Olympic finals appearance sealed up and hit the 10th hurdle and did manage to finish top 2. But everything else pretty much went as expected or went to plan, and better than even planned. We got 2 girls into the 400 hurdles finals. We got 3 men, Jamaica, into the Olympic 110 meter hurdles finals. And when you consider the likes of Omar McLeod, who could have been there, is not there because we only are allowed to carry 3. You see how strong this event is for Jamaica and how strong it is for us on the Olympic stage. We are the defending champion, having won it the last 2 times around.
Okay, this is Omega KLAS Radio, and it is the Paris Games Experience. There we are. We're coming back with more.
Isratech Jamaica Limited offers a high-quality complement of unique and sustainable products and services, unparalleled anywhere in the Caribbean and Central America. Everything agriculture, water, energy, hardware, home, and garden. From engineering and design, manufacturing and supply of product, consultation, after-sales service to implementation and maintenance. Call us today at 876-603-3946. Isratech, master the elements.
The Paris Games Mystery Voice is sponsored by Hawkeye Electronic Security, securing what matters most. EdgeChem, changing lives one gallon at a time. Tax Administration Jamaica, working together to serve you better. Western Sports, the sports people. Bert's Auto, it hurts if you don't check Bert's. Petrojam, securing Jamaica's energy needs. And Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard.
It's now time for the Paris Games Mystery Voice number 3.
We came about it based upon I was having so many challenges training and going out there to compete. So we set out a plan here to get my health at least to 80%, and we know that at least my 80% will be good enough.
Do you think you know who that is? Then WhatsApp us the correct answer to win a prize.
To submit your answer, WhatsApp 876-828-0925, hashtag question number and your answer. That's WhatsApp 876-828-0925, hashtag the question number and your answer.
The Paris Game Mystery Voice was sponsored by Hawkeye Electronic Security, securing what matters most. Edgechem, changing lives one gallon at a time. Tax Administration Jamaica, working together to serve you better. Western Sports, the sports people. Bert's Auto, it hurts if you don't check Bert's. Petrojam, securing Jamaica's energy needs. And Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard.
Super Center, everything for your home and more.
Whether you are redecorating your home, looking for a gift idea, or simply feel for some retail therapy, Ascent Supercenter is the place to be. Regal Plaza Kingston and Linstead. We have it all. From linens and curtains to appliances and cookware, furniture, rugs, and wall decor. It's everything for your home and more.
Ascent Supercenter, we're gonna make you smile. Make you smile. Ascent Supercenter, it's a lifestyle.
Uh-oh, mommy, the roof is leaking again. I just fixed the roof. Lord, deliver me from this problem now. Hold on. This water come out of the kick.
I'm a genie, man. Relax. I come for grant you 3 wishes.
3 wishes? I just need 1 wish right now.
1 wish.
I need this roof to be fixed.
Tropical Metal Products, man. The place for you. Call them at 876-765-9444. And them stock a wide variety of roofing and building solutions, man. So check them out, man. So you see, I save your money so I can stay for dinner.
I never cook no genie food today.
You're listening to the Paris Games Experience, sponsored by Hawkeye Electronic Security, securing what matters most. Edgechem, changing lives one gallon at a time. Tax Administration Jamaica, working together to serve you better. Western Sports, the sports people. Bert's Auto, it hurts if you don't check Bert's. Petrojam, securing Jamaica's energy needs. And Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard.
Welcome back. This is Omega KLAS Radio, Paris Games Experience. It's on your radio. And we're joined by Gregory Horton. Gregory, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us once again.
Yes, good afternoon. Pleasure to be again here, Mr. Barnes.
Gregory, Nikisha Price, we just learned from Paris that she is suffering from an illness. Before that, I think you had an announcement to make. Let me get this announcement made here, or we had a winner on our contest.
Yeah, so we have a winner of the Mystery Voice competition, Mystery Voice number 3. Winner is Everton Anthony Gordon. He has won the Mystery Voice number 3, and that Mystery Voice was Kishane Thompson, the Olympic silver medalist at the 100 meters.
Yeah, some people will say gold medalist. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Gregory, back to you. We understand that Nikisha suffered an illness, and so much so that she will not be able to compete in the 4x400. But based on the way she ran, hearing about the illness is certainly not a surprise, right?
Well, I didn't know that she was ill. But again, when you're in an Olympic village or in a village with a lot of people, anything and everything is possible. So it's unfortunate that an illness can hit her at this moment in her career. But she seemed to be a very strong young lady. So I know she will bounce back from this. My suggestion, though, is that when you go into a championship with so much expectations and come out this way, I hope she can get some help, someone to talk to help her to overcome this major challenge in her life right now.
Yeah, very important. We saw while that happened, we didn't have any of our young ladies stepping up the way we have seen in previous years and wanted to see here today. Stacey Ann Williams, they are thereabouts. But overall, the ladies going forward, a strong bunch of ladies here, Gregory.
Yes, and it is unfortunate that individually they didn't make it to the final round, but those things happen. I know that right now they have something to look forward to, and I think that when it comes to the my relay, that they will come out and they will give it their all, because after all, when you put four young ladies like that together, I'm sure you will get a medal.
Okay. The men's race was run off today, and it looked all over that Matthew Hudson, man out of Great Britain, was going to take it all. Chased down by the American, losing it on the line. Gregory, your thoughts on the men's 400 final?
Well, I always say, this guy Quincy Hall, he looked like a guy who is his mission was to come home with a goal. I liked him from the start because I saw that he's a strong individual mentally. You could see it. When you listen to some of his interviews, you know that he was coming to get the goal. So if he had to run somebody down to get the goal, it's something that he was already prepared to do. So I am happy for him. It's just unfortunate that I didn't see a green and yellow in the 400 meter representing us. So my thing, Mr. Barnes, I really hope that Mr. Watson, Antonio, wherever he is, that he will look at this and learn from it and see how he can get his thing together and come and represent Jamaica the same way how these guys represented their country.
Damien Hilton, any questions for the Olympian Gregory Horton at this time?
Yes, sir. I mean, going into, I'm moving away from the flat four a little bit because obviously, we would not have advanced to the finals in the women's four. We didn't have any men in the 400, but in the four hurdles, we have young Clark from Jamaica in the four hurdles finals. He's the national record holder. What are his chances, if any, going up against the usual suspects, the Warholm, the Benjamin, and Dos Santos?
That's a very good question. I have been looking at young Clark, and he looked much better last year than this year. For some reason, it seems that something is missing in his race. I'm not saying it is his confidence, but some technical aspect of his race, he has to put it together in order to finish in the top three. I look at the semi-final that he was in, and even though he finished second, he don't look as sharp as he usually look. And if you notice, coming off the last hurdle, I noticed that his mechanics is a little off coming off the last hurdle. And if he struggle with that, it is going to be hard for him to finish in the top three. Now, the good thing about it is there is a legitimate spot for the bronze medal. I think those two, Benjamin is going to take it, but I think that Clark will have to run the best race of his life if he is going to finish third in that race.
All right.
47.34 is his personal best. I think if he gets close to that, he could make some noise.
I certainly agree. And the sad thing about it is looking at him, if you make some comparison last year and this year, I think last year he was in much better shape. I am not sure what is going on with him this year, even though he's not out of shape. But I think that looking at him last year and this year is two different individuals that I see.
Okay, so Gregory, again, short notice, and thanks for your joining us. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you again tomorrow as the Paris Games Experience continues here on Omega KLAS Radio.
Thank you very much, Mr. Barnes. Have a blessed day.
Good. We're going to join Dr. Winston Dawes because we wanted to talk about some of the injury worry we have been having in the camp. He's an original sports medicine individual. And, oblique Seville, we had Shelly Ann, and we've had niggles all around the place. And, of course, illness in the camp. But Damien and Davian, interesting in the 400 hurdles. To me, young Malik King was heading for second spot in his race, stumbled over the final hurdle, and that took its toll on him. Damien Hilton.
Yeah, very disappointed. I think he was a sure bet for second in the race. I've been looking well all season. Second fastest Jamaican behind Clark going into the Olympics, national champion. I'm sure he will be very disappointed. We really had high hopes for him competing in his first Olympics. But that's the nature of the sport. You have to get over all the hurdles, and you have to finish. You have to finish, and you have to finish well.
Let me ask you, Davian, before you come in, we saw at Girls Champs. Was it last year or this year? Queen's lady, Gabrielle Matthews, came over that last. She was heading to the lead and stumbled over the last hurdle, and that took its toll. It is, as Mr. Hilton just said, there are obstacles, and my great late friend John Messam always says, it's obstacles. You've got to get over them, right?
Yeah, I thought he made the cardinal sin at the last hurdle there, Malik James King, in that he was in a battle with I can't remember the country or the athlete that he was in a battle with for that second position, but the athlete was close with him, and he made the cardinal mistake of trying to race instead of clearing the hurdle and then coming off the hurdle and running to the finish line. He was trying to race with that athlete, rush the hurdle, hit the hurdle, lost momentum, and that was all she wrote. As a matter of fact, I actually predicted that if there was going to be a surprise at these Olympics, it would have been Malik James King pulling a surprise at getting a medal. And it turns out the surprise is that he doesn't make the finals. A little bit disappointing, but hey, it is what it is. And we did get a surprise though. Roger Stoner winning that gold medal, just confirming that it is the first ever field event gold medal for Jamaica. In Jamaica's history, we've never had a gold medal in the field. Roger Stoner, Racis to St. Jago, has broken that barrier and has given us our first ever field events gold medal.
All right, so you're listening to the Paris Games Experience here on Omega KLAS Radio. We are heading down to the close of today's session. We wanted to have a quick word with Dr. Winston Dawes in the sports medicine area. Oblique Seville, groin injury, Shelly Ann, hamstring niggle, and we've had our share of problems. And of course, the question I wanted to ask him mainly is to have an athlete 37 races in a season. It's not over an entire year. How do you deal with that? Dr. Winston Dawes, good afternoon and welcome, sir.
Hi, Ed, how are you doing?
Okay, Dr. Dawes, I know we're short on time and you're in your work day, but injury is not going to go away. But in one case, Nikisha Price picked up an illness, we understand. But even before that, she ran some 37 races in the season. Today was the 37th race. That's quite a load for athletes to carry as a medical man. What do you say?
Yeah, most certainly, I think the problem sometimes when they are on the college circuit,
yes,
they're overused and abused. So she might not be only be doing 400s, she might be doing 200s plus relays.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be 37 individual races, but they are also relays.
All right, Dr. Dawes, quickly, the groin, they spoke about Oblique Seville having a groin niggle of some sort in his 100 meters final. And of course, Shelly Ann pulling out saying she felt something in her hamstring. It's always going to be difficult to get away from injuries at this high level of competition.
It is, Ed, but prevention and early detection and management that is the crux of the matter. And all too often people try and run through injuries or they ignore it for, whatever, sometimes financial reasons.
Yes.
And it ends up creating problems and being more severe than it needed to be.
Dr. Dawes, a quick final question for you. The Sports Medicine Association of Jamaica, I know it was formed a long time ago. Dr. Arthur went and you guys came along. You've been championing the cause.
Yeah.
You still are relevant. Are you called upon?
I don't think so. No, we're not relevant.
No?
No.
They ignore you.
No, people are doing their own thing. I mean, J3 Center where a doctor once who didn't know where the 200 meters started.
That's rough. That is rough.
So,
yes.
we're not relevant.
Yes.
And this is why a lot of times athletes, the rich athletes, there's no problem for them.
Yes.
But those who are coming up and who need help, because there's no coordinated and structured program, a lot of them get injured. I can think of, Murphy years ago in 2011. Yazil, very, very promising, got injured and has disappeared.
Oh. As you said, Dr. Dawes, the main thing is prevention and detection very early, right?
Very early. And we start the rehab program, and a lot of athletes are running in pain.
Got to get away from
You
that.
know,
All right,
no,
Dr.
you can't
Dawes,
get away from it.
we're going to try to get
Anyway,
another program where we have some more time so we can discuss some of the difficulties we are having. And as soon as we find out what kind of an illness Nikisha Price suffered, we will discuss that with you. We thank you for joining us at very short notice.
Sure, no problem either.
Good, good.
Okay.
Dr. Winston Dawes, sports medicine expert here from Jamaica for years. I want to thank you for joining us as we close out today. Damian Hilton, a quick word on your summary of the day.
Wonderful day. Historic day. First medal, gold medal in the field for Jamaica at an Olympics. Could have asked for more. Disappointment in the women's 400 meter. Disappointment for Malik James King. But Stoner was able to warm the hearts of Jamaicans. Jamaicans everywhere will be happy. We will be hearing the national anthem playing tomorrow.
All right, Davian, your quick 30 seconds.
Roger Stoner is the man of the day. As Damien said, we had a few mishaps, a few people getting ill, but that cannot overshine or outshine an Olympic gold medal, first ever in the field events for Jamaica. Congratulations to Roger Stoner.
That does it for the Paris Games experience here on Omega KLAS Radio for today. We'll have more for you come tomorrow morning at, is it 11:30, Mr. Nugent?
I do believe we start at 11:30.
11:30. Join us then.
The Paris Games experience was sponsored by Hawkeye Electronic Security, securing what matters most. Edgechem, changing lives one gallon at a time. Tax Administration Jamaica, working together to serve you better. And Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard. It's now time for your hurricane tip, sponsored by Isratech Jamaica Limited, Master the Element, Tropical Metal Product Limited. We have got you covered. Kendall, just give me Kendall, the taste of quality.